Alrighty, guys, welcome to video number 5. This is the Unfiltered Mark with your host, Mark. Thank you for joining us today. If you watched video number 4, you would know that I got a little sidetracked. I was meant to come outside and have this video with you guys outside and have this conversation, I guess, outside. But I did not because I got sidetracked and I ended up showing you and talking about salt and sugar and cutting boards. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, um, thank you for enjoying it. If you didn't watch it, then please watch it because I believe you will enjoy it because it's just me talking. Um, this is dog number 1 right over here. How are you, dog? What's up? She's back. And then this is dog number 2 going the wettest route possible just to get as wet and dirty as possible. Look at you. Good job, Kingsley. Good job, big guy. Hi. Okay. Thanks for that. Hi. 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 I don't have any hands, and I don't know if I can pet him right now. Well, I can. I can't. Sorry, guys. All right. So our plan for today ugh, is probably to tackle this wood over here. The thing is, I don't necessarily want to cut it just for the sake of cutting it. This is the wood I'm talking about. These are either like dead trees, so some of them are like already starting to rot. Some of them um, are they weren't dead, but let's say something like this. I don't know if you see these 3 over here. Whoa, where they're kind of all 3 of them are right next to each other and bunched next to each other. So um, it's just it's weak. It's leaning to the side. You know that eventually it's gonna die. It's taking nutrients and resources from the other trees, so might as well just get rid of it now to allow the other trees to be strengthened. Otherwise, you're just going to end up having 3 dead trees, you know? So uh, that's called thinning. If anyone has any questions on thinning, please let me know. Um, it's not crazy. Really, the main thing you want to concentrate on, and I can't tell you all the details. I'm a what's the saying? Uh, something something, jack of all trades, master of none, type of thing. Um, uh, look at this. I didn't even notice these. Holy moly! I don't know if you can see that, but that tree broke because of the storm. That tree broke because of the storm, and so did that one. So I got 3 trees all in the same area. There's nothing above them to fall on them, so I don't really know why they would have just died like that. But yeah, they're broken. We had a lot of, I didn't actually ever inventory my property, so I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put this coffee down so I don't spill it. It's good coffee. I don't care what anyone says. I make instant decaf. So 5 years ago, I would have judged anyone who told me that they're drinking decaf, but I just can't do caffeine. I don't want to. I don't want to get used to caffeine anymore. All right, so let's inventory this thing together. While we're walking around, we can discuss a thing or two. Well, let's start with this is my property. I do not own this land because do you really own anything? I don't know. It's weird to say like, yeah, like, oh, I own that tree. It's like, no, I don't own that tree. That tree's freaking 30, 50 years old. I don't own that freaking tree. It's been there longer than I've been alive. Um, but I do take care of this area, I guess. I did buy this house. Um, I think a lot of people have this like complex, almost a godlike complex, where they want to own things and own people and feel almost superior to everything and everyone. I'm not saying everyone, and I think it's your God-given right to own your land, and I'm not going to judge anyone who's going to say that they own property, like I own the land. Yeah, you own the land, 100%. I just think, let's go back to Pocahontas, you think you own every land that you land on. Holy moly, bro, look at that! That one also got knocked over. I have 3 hollies that fell. Oh, that's a shame too, because these are nice trees. I'm so happy I didn't put up the fence, uh, because these would have knocked out my fence. But here, let's show you. I can't flip this camera around, just in case you're wondering. I can't flip this camera around while I'm recording. It'll make me have to stop recording. But look at this tree. Look. Holy moly, that thing's about 30 feet high. It's like 30 feet tall. And it just snapped right from the bottom. So let's go. I knew I should have not worn my Crocs, worn some boots or something. But look, where did this even break from? No, seriously, where did this break from? Oh, that's a big tree. Oh, from there. Oh, that's sad. Sorry, big girl. Ah, she lost a heavy or a big one. All right, let's see what else we got. See, like this. Okay, well that's a big one. Look at that. I'm telling you, that's about 30 feet long. Um, then we'll come over here. I haven't inventoried anything. I haven't really checked to see how anything's held up after the storm. Because you want to know the truth, I didn't think it would be this bad. Let's see. This is another holly branch. The holly's really got it this storm. Thankfully, I can move this one, but this one's about 15 to 20 feet long. And that one fell from up there. I don't know if you can see that. I mean, that's what happens. All these trees are competing with each other, so you can't have like just one strong tree anymore. You have, instead of having 2 or 3 strong trees, you have 7 or 8 weak trees that end up not being able to withstand. Here's another one off of the same tree. I mean, it's fine because this is how the trees are going to manage themselves, right? Now, all of the nutrients that it was sending and the energy that it was sending through this branch doesn't have to worry about it anymore. Did you know that if a tree senses that it's about to lose a branch, it will actually pull, at least this is what I know, it'll pull that nutrients out of out of that branch. It'll pull as much of those nutrients out of that branch before the branch falls off, kind of sucking it all back up. I don't really know where this fell from. I'm not even gonna venture a guess. I can't even see where this branch is. Trees can also communicate with each other. Look at this one. This one's cool. This looks like a tree that fell, but instead of just dying, it just put out a brand new tree. Look at that. It fell, and then it was like, nope, I'm still standing. I'm still alive. That's cool. I've never noticed that. That's really cool. This one did the same thing. This one's just cooler. And going through, I'm realizing just how many trees are actually fallen. And these are 3 pretty big hollies I'm seeing. No! That's leaning Paravel, bro! That was one of my favorite spots. I named the different spots on my land, my land. Um, I named different spots so it'd be easier for me to navigate through. Look at this one. Snapped from right there. This whole thing is falling over. Oh, that's also a shame. Look at that. This was called Leaning Paravel because, oh, I don't want to touch this. This branch is dead. By the looks of it, no, that's a different tree. Yeah, that one's still alive. Okay, I don't want it to snap on my head. Yep. So this whole thing, I mean, oh, someone had tried chopping away at it. Look at that. No, this wasn't me. Someone had tried chopping away. They weren't able to get it, but they were able to kill half the tree. Well, the other half just decided to fall over. Well, didn't decide, I had no choice, I guess. Um, what else we got? Small branches here and there. This, that one. Macy, come here. We'll go to the neighbor's side of the property. Well, apparently, like I said, this was supposed to be a little video. However, apparently it's turned into come and tour my land with me. So I'll probably end up calling it that. So I do have some wetlands on this property, as you can tell. We just had a huge snowstorm, and all the snow is finally melting. So my property pretty much ends right. I don't know if you can see. There's a little. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Oh, there we go. That triangle there. So my property ends there. It's only 3 acres. It's not a crazy amount, but I mean, I'm blessed that I'm grateful that I even have one. You know, that holly's down. That tree snapped. Dude, I didn't realize how bad of a storm this was. That tree's just not even snapped, but just curved. So like something like that, I would get rid of. Um, Not for nothing, but you see how it's growing, and then it just whoop, goes to literally does a 90-degree angle. Um, I'd have to get rid of it because it's not going to straighten out, and it'll end up dying eventually. But in the meantime, it's taking resources from other trees, and it's weakening those other trees. So instead of allowing it to kind of play that game, just get rid of it. Strengthen the trees around it. So, I knew I shouldn't have stepped there. Oh, it's wet. It's wet and it's cold, and now I have to go back inside and change my shoes. All right, well, this here is a cherry. That's why I have it marked. It's a cherry. I will probably have to get rid of it. Uh, Cherry leaves are toxic to sheep, and I do plan on getting some sheep. So I just need to make sure that uh, it doesn't kill them, essentially. This is a makeshift, like, oh, we'll have the fence going through here. So I kind of like outlined. Oh, I guess I stopped here. I ran out of line. Yeah, so by the looks of it, I'll have about, look at that. So if I had put the fence up, yeah, that would have fell on it. This would have fell on it. I want to try to walk over there without walking through the water and see how bad the damage is down there. So, what did we find out? For one, we found out that I have quite a bit of wetlands back here. I didn't notice that. I mean, yeah, you guys can tell. Oh, oh, I know my feet are wet again. Ow. Um, it's not always like this. Actually, for the 3 months that I've been here, it hasn't been like this until this last few days because of the snow. So it'll eventually dry up. So I'm not super worried about it, but it's something I have to keep in mind for when I have my sheep, because I don't want to put their house somewhere that's gonna end up getting flooded. Um, so it's a good thing we did this walk. Probably should have done this walk a couple days ago, but are you peeing? What the hell was that? So now I'm gonna have to find a place to put the house. Kingsley, come back here. Come on. All right. Well, let's keep going. That's pretty much the end of the tour. We're almost done, to be honest. Uh, are these the same trees? No, these are different ones. Look. Oh my goodness. No, no, no. These are the same ones. Okay, okay. Thank God. I was gonna say the hollies really took a beating this last storm. Look at that. Really took a beating. So I think I know what my plan is, and it's to go through with the chainsaw, try to get rid of more of the dead trees that are around, the fallen trees. Ugh, I just don't feel like it. Oh my God, who said owning some property was going to be hard? That's what happens when you own a forest, you know? Own a forest or a bunch of trees, you know? Especially when you plan on doing maintenance and some operations on here. Uh, it's always going to be a branch that falls. It's always going to be that risk of crap. These are old trees that I had cut down. Actually, not all of them. Some of them are fallen. These came from this. It had already fallen, so I cut it. But that was before I got the chainsaw. Oh, let's go across. So I had to do it by hand. And then I left this because I thought I could probably use it as like for a swing or something. I don't even know what I thought I'd use it for, but I'm gonna just cut it down to the base with the chainsaw and kind of go from there. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, I got some work to do. So, and I'm the guy who doesn't want to spend $180 buying a cart. You know, one of those wheelbarrow carts, whatever. Don't want to. If you guys want to take a walk, I'll go across. I guess we're doing 3 different videos today because I still haven't gotten to do my like, oh, let's sit down and talk video, which is fine. Kind of want to be able to see like this part. This is the backyard part, right? And I guess it's slanted downwards, so there's no water accumulation here. Now, what's good to know, hey, don't, whatever you plan on doing, don't do it. We're getting ready to fucking run out because we see something, so I don't want them to. I want them to get used to not, hey, Kingsley, I want to get them used to not running out every 4 seconds. This here, you can see that outline. What the hell? The outline. Oh, that's pretty hard to do. Whoa. Anyway, if you see the outline, this is where I wanted originally to put a little like lake pond, whatever you want to call it. But it wouldn't make sense, right? Why put it there where it's dry, whereas you already have standing water over here? So why not take advantage of it? And you put your water or put your lake there. It's already wet. It's already moist water or moist land. Um, and it's not going to be anything big. Like you saw, it was about 8 feet by 4 feet wide. So we'll see. I'm gonna have to talk to the town or whatever, see what I can and cannot do. Because this isn't zoned as wetlands. The property behind me is, but we're not, surprisingly. So, and look, that's where I decided to put my wood. I'm so happy I dragged these over here because it's actually dry on this side, but I was originally planning on putting the wood down here and starting like my log pile down there. But now I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do it like over there where that tree is. Uh, and then also, what's next? What was the next thing I was gonna say? Oh, sheep. I was planning on putting the sheep here, to be honest. The sheep pen, whatever, putting it here. Now we're gonna have to reevaluate. Oh my goodness, it's so wet. Okay. All right. If you feel like walking with me, let's go on to the end of the property so we can see what's going on there. I'm gonna have to call my friend, see if he's working. Hey, you don't go that side. Come this side. That's where the cars are. You come this side. Got a farm next door. Oh, that's gonna be nice. I wonder how wet it's gonna be. I wonder how wet it's gonna be. If it's gonna stay like that for most of the year, or if it's just for like isolated events. Now we've gotten a lot of rain. Don't get me wrong. We've gotten a lot of rain before, and it has never been like that. I think honestly it's just because we got hit with two storms almost back to back. Not really, there was about 3 weeks in between, but the first storm, look at that. I don't even know how I would cut that entire tree from the base because it's already dead anyway. Just so that I can, because I can't reach that. No way. If I try, oh, this is the same kind of tree that fell at from my neighbor's yard onto my driveway. Ah. Yeah, so that's what do they call those? Widowmakers? Woohoo! Yeah, so this tree's gotta go. This tree's broken. This wasn't like this before. That looks like it fell from up there. This was not here before. Well, silver lining is I'm gonna have a lot of firewood. Oh, well that's nice. This is also my property back here, so let's see. Macy, whatever you're eating, stop eating it, please. This dog's driving me crazy. I look for rabbit poop or some sort of poop and start eating it. This is nice because this is all dry. Problem is, I'm gonna have to walk through the wet parts to get to it, but the reason I'm happy is because I kind of wanted to make myself a little camping spot, clear it out so that I can put my tent here. And I know I'm camping in my backyard. I get it. But sometimes you want to go camping and not have to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours. But this is part of my property. Um, Look, that's a cherry over there. So we marked that one. That's a cherry. And I believe that one might be a cherry as well. I probably won't be cutting them. One of my friends told me, cut them all. Cut all the cherries. You don't want a single cherry on your property. I'm like, dude, no. What's the point? I'm not gonna have the sheep back here anyway. Look at this. Alright, first off, that's a big tree. Holy moly. Oh, that's a big tree. But this is a burl. This is when a tree is sick, creates a burl. This is the weirdest shaped burl I've ever seen. Another one is right there. You see that little, how it goes up and then it just turns into a ball up there? So, some sort of disease, let's say, or whatever, an insect buried into it, and then the tree kind of has to heal itself. It sends out a burl. And some trees are better at creating those than others. Like, I don't think I've ever seen one on a pine tree like these guys. So, yeah. Um, this is also fallen, obviously. Out here, it's not horrible. It's not, for one, it's really dry, thankfully. And two, not a lot of down trees. So, I mean, I should just honestly be able to. Hey, where's Kingsley at? Kingsley, come here. They take advantage and they run off. So my property goes. Oh, yeah. So if we see this line over here, this line right here, my property goes from pretty much that white and red pole all the way down. And I'm really grateful that a majority of these pines are on my property because I love pine trees. Um, However, if any of these end up falling onto my neighbor's farm, I don't even know what I'd do. I would just pretend that I don't see it. 'Cause I'd be like, listen, dude, I don't know how to get rid of that tree. Cut it and take it. It's yours. At that point, look at that. Pine tree, pine wood is really good for you. And look at this. Look at the difference. Remember that other branch that we saw? She's peeing again. Look at this. Now trying to. Oh my God. Oh, I don't want to pull my back, but yeah, that's not moving. This is pine wood, bro, is always so much heavier. But goodness gracious. Oh, look at that. I do not want to fall into that because I don't know how many snakes are down there. Oh, let's see. Have you ever seen so many in one? That's cool. And then let's see what's here. I don't know why. I've always loved pine trees. It's a shame. Look at that. Oh, and also, you can make tea out of pine needles. Fun fact. That being said, you have to be careful because you have to make sure there's another tree that's actually toxic. So you have to be careful. You have to make sure that's actually a pine tree and not something else. I believe it's a matter of like the specifics of like which kind of pine tree. But if you were planning on making tea at some point, you're like, oh, I gotta know this stuff where, when the world goes crazy and I need to make some tea. Well, this is a good time to practice. This is a good time to go since you still have access to the internet. Go online and uh, do your research. Make sure you're 100% confident. And then that way, these skills that you'd like to have learned will still be there. Yeah, so that's the road right there, pretty much where that house is. That's across the street. So my property comes down to here. However, it's not that big on the other side. You want to think of it as like a rhomboid. I don't even know what you'd say, but you want to think of it as kind of like a weirdly shaped triangle. This doesn't even taste like, or doesn't smell like a pine tree. It smells more like an orange tree. It smells citrusy. It's really weird. This is cool. I've never. Ow! 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 I would have thought pine cones were sharp. Ow! Stop it. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the same one. Well, alright. This has been a weird video, to say the least. I was not expecting on doing a tour of the property, but we did. And I'm glad you guys got to see some of the well, pretty much all the property, really. Uh, I'm glad that I got to see it because now I'm gonna need more space for my firewood. See, look at this. This branch is way bigger than that one. It's almost twice as big. But if I go to lift it, I can actually move it. It's hard, but I can move it. And that just kind of shows you that different types of wood different have different densities. Like I know cedar trees are very heavy. So they used to make ships out of them and stuff. Sorry, gods. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I can do with this land. Um, and where I could possibly put my sheep and go from there. So if anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, more comments, please. If anyone has any ideas, tips on how to raise sheep, it's not going to be that many. It's going to be like 3, maybe 4, sheep. I mainly want them to help just graze and cut as much of uh, uh, the ground foliage as possible. That being said, there is a native plant. It's on my property that I need to kind of section off so the sheep can't get to it. It's a beautiful plant, and I don't know if it's endangered. It's probably not, but it's beautiful. It's like ground cover, so kind of want to protect it. There's no point in just having sheep come and trample on it and eat it. Um, yeah, yeah, that was a bad storm, and I didn't realize it until now. I didn't realize how many branches fell. So, hey, hey, don't start, Kingsley. All right, let me talk to you guys later. On that note, we'll say goodbye. This has been the Unfiltered Mark. Sorry I'm leaving you with me having yelled at the dog, but he sees something. Alright, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye bye.